Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Abby Sile, also known as Miss Abby 94, and you already know what it is. I'm back at it again with the back at it again with the recap. We have made it to week 5. Y'all know there was a lot of drama this week, and you know I'm going to get into it. So what do you got to do? You got to stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't already caught up with my other recaps, week 1 through 4, they will be linked down in the description. One thing you cannot do is play yourself. Make sure you check those out and definitely leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Okay? Thank you. Now it's time for the comments of the week. Now, y'all, this is a special edition of comment of the week because this comment comes from none other than Becca Martinez, Becca M, Becca with the pixie cut herself. Yes, you heard correctly. Becca M. She saw my recap. Y'all, let me just tell you how this happened, right? So I tweeted her the link for the week 4 recap. I quoted something that I said in the video, and then I tagged her in it because I was talking about her. And I just get a notification that Becca responded. I was just like, I was so shook, y'all. And she basically said, I loved this, literally laughed out loud. And I was just like, man, Becca, I fucks with you the long way. Thank you so much for the support. And I was just like, I can't believe she actually likes all the video live. Like, y'all don't even understand this whole weekend. Like, I was not playing with hoes. I was a brand new. I was just like, you said what? What? Becca saw my recap. No, we're not doing, no, sweetie, no. All jokes aside, honestly, it was a really cool moment, and just, I always get excited when I get comments from y'all as well, so please continue to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for the love and support, and you already know what it is. Hashtag Team Becca, hashtag Team CN as well. Now, on to this week's recap. So this episode starts and we see that the ladies are really excited. They're really hyped because they are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Last week, they actually ended up at Lake Tahoe in Nevada, and it looks like, you know, they are way more excited to be in warmer climates. We see the ladies on the boardwalk. They have bikes. They are just having more fun being outdoors. We're excited to see them in a new place, and also excited to see just how this new scenery and this new place influences the relationships. So we actually see them gushing about the W, and I'm just like, sponsor placement. I peep, y'all. Keep going. They're all seated in their hotel room, you know, doing the roundabout style, you know, getting ready for the day. And Arie actually comes in. So this is uncharacteristic. So we're wondering, Arie, what you doing here, sir? So he comes in and he announces that he is going to take the first person out for a date today. So the ladies start looking like, oh, so y'all ain't gonna give us no forewarning? Like, a bitch couldn't get her hair together, you know, like couldn't get her makeup together, like just woke up, y'all just want to bombard me, but it's cool. He announces that Chelsea will be the one who's getting the first one-on-one date. So he and Chelsea leave the hotel room and they actually start walking towards a dock, and it appears that they're going to be getting on a boat. So Arie is kind of telling Chelsea, "Oh, we're gonna get on a boat," and he's pointing, and I'm sure Chelsea is looking like I was looking. I was looking for, some tiny boat because the dates up until this point have been very eh. So I was looking for, some little boat, some. No, but they had a big yacht. I was just like, okay, ABC, y'all finally using your budget. Thank God. Like, I've been waiting. There's a big ass boat that he's pointing at, and he's like, that's where we're gonna spend our day. And Chelsea was looking like, I got that good one-on-one. I got that good one-on-one. Like, they're having conversations about, just how beautiful the view is. They actually see a smaller boat in the water, and she's like, I honestly, that would be the type of boat I want to be on. And he's just like, oh, actually, I would prefer the boat we're on right now. And she's just like, that's money. So they're just having little banter back and forth, and I think it's really cool to see Chelsea's personality come out and just her preferences and her tastes and how, she seems to be pretty down to earth. So it seems like Chelsea has definitely completely settled into this process, and she's definitely opening up to Arie. Now we see back at the hotel, the women are chilling, and who walks back in? Our girl Mikkel. Now we know Mikkel had to go home last episode because she had a death in her family, and I personally thought that was going to be the last of what we saw of her, but no, Mikkel is back, and the first thing she comments on is that, she's excited to be back. She thought she would get more sleep back home, but she was happy to be around her family and see all the family come together, and I was just like, okay, I'm not going to judge her for coming back. Okay. Do you, boo? Not my place. Not my place. Y'all know I just mind my business. So the ladies start briefing Mikkel of what's going on, and they let her know that Chelsea is actually on the one-on-one date. They kind of start updating her about the drama in the house, and it looks like Mikkel is getting acclimated back into this Bachelor situation, and we'll kind of see where her storyline goes from here. Back on the date with Chelsea and Arie, they're kind of doing the little Titanic pose, y'all. They are standing at the top of the yacht. He is holding her for dear life. He is all up on her curves and whatnot. He is grabbing her. He is all up on it. He's all up in it. And I was just like, Arie, you ain't low. You are not slick. I see you. Not mad though. So they're definitely having a lot of chemistry on this date. They're really being touchy-feely. So then they have an opportunity to get on jet skis. They are speeding. Usually when you jet ski, you have your own so you can race each other. But no, Chelsea decides, I'm gonna sit right on top of you, Arie, and we gonna ski together. And we gonna get real comfortable. And it looked like Arie was really enjoying the view and the view in front of him. Let's just say that. Back in the hotel room, we see the ladies again looking out for Chelsea and Arie with their little, like, what was it? It wasn't binoculars this time, y'all. It was a telescope. I wonder if we'll see them. Girl, did you slide them? I can't see them. I'm just like, you know what, producers? I'm sick of y'all. Mikkel was just like, are they on each other's? Is she on his lap? Oh no, they're making out. Oh God, they're doing the Titanic. I'm just like, go inside. Have a nap, sis. Go have a snack. Just chill. Like, why are y'all always on the balcony, like, looking at the date? Like, these producers, they petty as hell. So then we transition into the dinner date part of the date, and we kind of see them walking in hand. It's this open, like, woodsy, I almost think like it's a repurposed barn of some sort because it's wood, and inside it has cars, all types of cars. The mood was definitely very, like, woodsy romantic, if that's a word or a term. That's what I would call it. And of course, the table with the food that they're not going to touch. They have a seat, and immediately Arie starts kind of getting into the deep stuff. He says to Chelsea, like, I'm so glad you're here. I mean, I've noticed you from the first night. I gave you the first impression rose because, I remember thinking, you're just so mysterious and there's something about you that I just need to get to know. She set that foundation and she gave him something to want to like get to know. And I think it's definitely kind of the basis of why she's on this one-on-one date right now. And I just want to know more about your backstory. What's your relationship like with your son's father? What happened there? And you could kind of see that Chelsea is a bit hesitant to speak on this subject. I think basically what she's thinking is, I do not want to air my business on TV like this. This is not, I don't want to have to go there. But Arie encourages her and tells her, whatever you say, you're telling your part of the story. And so we start to see her guard slowly coming down when she kind of gets that encouragement from Arie. And she starts to speak on how, she met her son's father. She kind of, started with the fact that she didn't grow up with a lot of money. She met someone, her son's father, someone who was older than her, who was more secure in their life and their finances and everything. She saw this relationship as an opportunity of like comfort and financial stability. She started to date him when she was 20. They dated for 7 years and they had a child. Specifically 6 months after having the child, they separated. And then she kind of goes into where he's at now. She said he left her. The reason they separated, he left her, and now he's with someone else and has a new baby with this new person. And so it's just definitely, there's a huge, deep story with Chelsea there. And the fact that she felt comfortable enough to share that on TV, not just with Arie, because at this point it's TV, like, it definitely signals to me that she seems to be very serious about Arie. And it seems to me that Arie is definitely opening up and becoming serious about Chelsea, which I think is surprising just because of, how for a while there she was going to be the villain. But like I said last week, she definitely took an L but bounced back, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely showing in the way she's moving and the conversations she's having. Picks up the rose and he says, I'm just so impressed with you. You've been this mysterious person, and I just think you're such an independent woman, and you're such a great mom, and I would never want to, take you away from your son if I didn't see it, if I didn't feel it, but I feel it, and will you accept this rose? And she responds with her little line that she always says. She says, like, always. And I'm just like, okay, like, y'all, they're cute. It's really cute to me. I love the fact that Chelsea has redeemed herself. That is just the best part of this entire story. Then we see them do the cliche thing where he takes her to, some country artist who's playing the banjo or the something. Y'all know I have no idea who this is, what the song is. It happens every episode, and every episode I'm just as confused. But the lady actually could sing, so I'll give her that. She's singing, and they're very intimately dancing, slow dancing. Again, he's he's grabbing the booty, y'all. He's holding the waist, like he picking up the game, y'all. Arie gonna get a point for that because he definitely picking up the physical game on these girls. So back at the hotel, we see that a date card has been dropped off. And the girls obviously, again, are hyper excited about who is going to be on this date card because they know that whoever's name is not on it will get the one-on-one. Obviously, there's a lot of girls who want this, particularly the girls that we still do not know their names. There's still a couple of those girls in the pack, y'all, and I'm still consistently seeing their face and being like, who are you? I swear there's this brunette girl. Every time I see her, I'm just like, are you a camera woman? So Cien starts reading the names, and now it's getting down to the wire, and it's like, which one last girl is not going to be on this date card, y'all? And which name does Cien not read? Our girl Tia. But it's not happening yet. Currently, we're going to be going on a group date with the rest of the ladies. So I'm getting excited. I'm like, okay, what have we had for group dates this season? We've had, a dog show. We've had a wrestling match. We've had demolition derby, nothing that would have made me super excited. So I'm like, they are definitely coming with the heat this episode. Like, it's the middle of the season. There's less girls, like the budget, less people to pay for. before, so they definitely are gonna come with something big. Like it's gonna be huge. And you know, they open the seed, and where are they? So the group date is at the local bowling alley. Bowling alley. That is what the Bachelor has given us, a bowling alley date. Yeah, looking like, okay, this date is going to be more about just hanging out, drinking, you know, just playing, you know, just having a more chill time. Try not to be too aggressive like they did in the past, but also give them time to really mingle, have a little bit of competitiveness, and also just have fun. So there's going to be 2 teams, which y'all are going to self-select and create your teams of 6. And whoever wins is actually going to get the time after this date. And whoever loses is going to lose out on the after party time. So definitely an incentive for these girls to pick their teammates wisely and also for them to win. So exciting. So they go to the back and they get, you know, dressed in their little jerseys and their shoes, and they come out, and the first team is called the Pinup Girls and the second team is called Second Roses. Here, Ashley, who was on the Pinup Girl side, she was like, oh, they're gonna be wilted roses by the time we're done with them. I'm just like, this is so corny. Like, I'm really watching girls bowl. So they start bowling, you know, they're, you know, hugging up on Arie. He's encouraging both of the teams, trying to be encouraging, even though Rose, whatever that Rose team was called, they were like, oh, Arie is secretly rooting for us, to the Pinup Girls. And they were looking big mad, like, are you kidding me, Arie? You better get your butt over here and stop playing. Before the game starts, the girls are huddled up. So we see the Rose named team, and we also see the Pinup Girls team, and they're doing encouraging words, like, you know, the Pinup Girls are like, we got this, you know, Becca's like, y'all, we got this. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's gonna be fun. And then on the other side we see the Rose Girls. Crystal, you know, says, let's all bow our hands and lift our hands in prayer. And I was just like, Crystal, are you like, yeah, Crystal, are you kidding me? Crystal said, let's pray. let's close our eyes and pray. And the way the girls was doing you know, when you pray, you're supposed to close your eyes. Well, all the girls was like, they closed their eyes and then they opened it, like side-eyeing the hell out of her. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then she's just like, I just pray that we do really well on this day, and, you know, that we kick butt, and yeah, that we win the time. And they were just looking at her like, amen. They start playing, they start bowling. It's looking like, you know, Crystal has a pretty good swing. She's getting strikes. We see some of the other girls hitting pins. But then on the side, we see, you know, I don't know her name. I think it's Jenna. We see Jenna busting it, dropping it like it's hot, bending over, you know, trying to get Arie's attention. And sis was clearly getting a little drunk. And one of her friends should have grabbed her and been like, girl, sit down, like, sit down. But she was definitely getting lit up in there, and she was dropping it like it's hot, bending over, doing all types of moves when she was bowling. And, you know, some people was peeping, some of the girls were peeping like, girl, are you okay? She's just trying to have fun in this damn bowling alley. Like, she the only one. I'm like, you know what, girl, do you at this point? Like, I'd be so turned too. Like, we're really bowling right now. Like, are you kidding? The Rose Girls are like, you know, they're doing really well. They're cheering each other on. They're jumping up and down. They're excited. They are really going for this win. They need that after party time. They do not want to lose out on that time, and they refuse to come in last. On the other side, we see, you know, the Pinup Girls. They are, they're looking very, what's the word? Sucky? They was hitting the gutters. Like, they were not getting pins to save their lives, and they knew what it was. They kept looking at each other. They would encourage, after someone would bowl like a gutter, a gutter ball, they'd be like, "It's okay, next round. Like, we still got this." I'm just like, y'all losing so bad that at some point you just gotta be like, you know what? Just encourage the loss. Like, just welcome the loss in at this point. So they're just being really, just showing sportsmanship and just supporting each other and just having fun with it, like just making the best of the situation. On the other side, the Rose girls, they get one strike. The Rose girls have now won, so that means they win the time. Crystal is running around. She's congratulating everyone, and she's shaking the opponent's hands like, "Oh, good job, guys. Good job. Yeah, you did great." She's giving all of that, and they were just like not having it. Then we see the pinup girls, which is like Cian and Becca and damn, that's how you know who's on my team. I just be looking for them. They go to the locker room and they are pissed. Y'all, first of all, I'm nicknaming Becca Mrs. Panini Presser, y'all, because the way she be pressing people, the way she pressed people this episode, like, there is so much more to come. But Becca was not having it this episode. She was just in the back like, "Ooh, I hate her." They had so many bleeps on Becca. I'm like, I don't think I've heard her curse this much. Like, she was upset. She was just like, "Man, I can't stand that girl. She's so fake." They were gloating the whole time. "I can't believe they won. If I have to hear another speech from her again." But she was just not feeling Crystal. Crystal was getting under her skin. She was just not having it. And some of the other girls were just like, "Yeah, like, I can't believe we didn't win. Like, we lost time." It was like, there's nothing we could do at this point. So we see back outside, Arie sitting down, doing a little reflective moment. And he was just looking like really conflicted. And I was already thinking, I know that Arie is going to open up this after party date to the losing team. I was like, first of all, a lot of the girls that he actually likes are on that team. So I can't even imagine him like not taking those girls on the after party day. It would just be like a wasted opportunity. So I already knew that he peeped like, damn, that team has more of the girls I actually like. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change the rules. He goes to the locker room that the girls are, venting about the winning team and just being pissed and annoyed that they're not getting time. He goes back there, he's like, "Hey, how are y'all doing?" And they're just like, "Oh, Arie." Like, they look like they all just got caught talking shit, because they did. It was like, "Oh, we're good, Arie. Nothing to see back here. No, we weren't talking shit. No, nothing like that." He's like, "Oh, you want to come outside and talk to all of you?" So they go and they join the winning team, and Arie's like, "Great job, ladies. But I definitely feel like, y'all both worked really hard, and I would like to extend the after party to the losing team." And they, of course, was like, "Woo, yes, woo, we still in here. Like, yay, we're getting time." They're jumping all over him. They're thanking him. And then we see, the other team, they was looking quite salty, saltine cracker. They were looking big, 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 big mad. And the biggest of the mad was Crystal. She was just like, she gave this look like, "You got to be kidding me. I did not just give my all in this bowling game for nothing." And, the girls were just noticing her reaction, and you could tell that it's going to be some mess coming up soon. So they're now back at their hotel room. The first thing we see is a mad looking Crystal. She's requesting, "Let me take my mic off. I need to go get changed." This definitely is signaling that she probably had some sort of anger or issue. And then we're seeing in a lot of the girls' ITMs that they're talking about, on our way back from the bowling alley, Crystal was being really rude and mean in the car ride. Which I'm just like, y'all don't got no footage? Like, y'all come through with all the other, stock footage. Like, come through with the van footage. They were just like, Crystal was in the car, and she was just, being really rude, and she was calling Arie a liar, and she was just like, and I was just like, video already didn't happen. all the girls that were on that day were just like, she was so rude. She was calling Arie out. And it's just like, and Crystal comes back and you could tell that she admits, like, I'm mad. So we see the other ladies get ready and they're, waiting. They're sitting on the couch and they're waiting to go downstairs to have the after party. As they're waiting, Tia and Chelsea come out and they're just like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? They're just like, oh, we're getting ready to go to the after party, waiting on Crystal. And they're just like, oh, what happened? So they're about to brief them about what happened in the car ride and how rude Crystal was. And Crystal comes out in her robe. And they're just looking at her like, more specifically, Becca was looking at sis like, yo, Becca had the meanest side eyes this episode. Like, she was so pissed this entire, like, she literally was just like, she looked at her like, why does this bitch got on a robe? And she was just like, I'm not going to the party. And they were just like, can you say why? And she was just like, I just feel very disrespected. I just feel like, he should have consulted us and that's that. And they were like, oh, wow. So why can't you tell him that yourself? Like, so what are you staying for? And she's just like, my bags are packed. My entire room is packed up and ready to go. So, and they were just like, okay. Then I think it was Ashley. She was just like, oh, so I'm ready to go downstairs. And the rest of the girls were like, yeah, me too. Let's go. Like, they was just like, we're not about to play this game with you, Crystal. Like, no. They actually go downstairs and this is where we see the girls, they just start venting again. They're just like, she's so frustrated. She's so annoying. She only did that because she won. If it was the other way around, she wouldn't have felt any type of way. They're just like, it's so disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, at this point, I feel like the ragging on Crystal is enough. Like, I was just like, it's been all episode. Y'all have told us how you feel all episode. I'm just like, I'm tired of this storyline. I'm tired of hearing about y'all and Crystal. Give me something else. I'm tired. Arie comes in, he joins the women at the after party, and he's just like, oh, great, everyone is here. And then Becca's like, no, not everyone is here. And he's just like, okay, so who's missing? So he looks around. He's like, oh, Crystal. Where's Crystal? They're like, oh, Crystal was upstairs, throwing a fit. She was upset that, you let the other group come on the date. And so she's upstairs throwing a fit. And he was just like, oh, that's awkward. Just like, Arie. I just think Arie is funny at this point. Like, he's so damn dry. Like, he was just like, somebody teach him how to deal with the situation. He was just like, oh, okay. I think I'll go talk to her. And they were just like, okay. It's like, yeah, I should probably go check on her and see what's going on. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect any of you, but I'm gonna go see what's going on. So he goes upstairs to talk, to speak with Crystal. And he catches her in her room and he sits her down and just like, what's going on? And she just basically says, Arie, I just felt very disrespected by you letting on the other women onto the date. I just was not feeling it. I was very upset by it. And yes, after that, I did say mean things about you. It was the heat of the moment and I was angry. And Arie was just like, I understand that you're upset, but he was like, honestly, it was not that serious. Like, she was like, why? Like, we literally had to fight for it. We had to fight for the time. He was like, it was a bowling game, bitch. Like, fight for what? You bowled and probably not even that good at it. He was just like, it was never that serious. He was just like, all I did was extend the time. I made the party longer so everyone would get the equal amount of time. Like, it didn't change much for you. He was like, you don't even know what I would have had planned for you. And he was just like, I do not like the way you're handling the situation and I'm just not feeling it. So he was like, you can stay up here for the night and I'll see you in a couple of days. And she was just like, you could tell she was like looking like a scolded child. Like I didn't get my way. I threw my temper tantrum and I didn't get my way. It's like, oh no. She was like, girl, You thought you would get it, but not this time. Try again next week. So then he goes back and he joins the ladies. So the first person to grab him is actually Kendall. So they start talking about love, and she just, tells him that she's scared of, not being able to commit, not getting that long-term relationship, that a lot of her relationships have been very like short term. And they're actually just really delving into her not knowing how to love. And it's cool to see a different side of her. And he also opens up about his own fears about love, and they definitely bond over that. Then we see him with our girl, Becca, with the pixie cut. Becca with the pixie cut. He is all over her. Of course, they are on a bench and they are looking into each other's eyes, and he is just still engulfed and wrapped up in her. They talk about how much they love the chemistry between them, and he again mentions how he has doubts. He's just like, if at any point you have doubts, like, and she's just like, stop doing that. Stop putting that in our relationship. Like, just stop. Enjoy the moment. And he's just like, basically like, if you ever feel like you want to go home, just go ahead and go home. I'm just like, Arie, you had your chance last week. You missed it. You missed your opportunity because you knew this was gone. You just stop. Just accept the fact that you're about to fall in love with her. Let it happen. Just take it like a G. Like, at this point, it's too late for you, my friend. Becca is just continuously securing her spot. It's just it's Becca, Team Becca against the world. Then we see him talk to the other Becca. Now they are wrapped up on each other. He is holding her legs. He is there like spider monkeying all over each other, and he's just like, oh man, I've missed you. Every time he sees her, he's always talking about, I missed you. And she's just like, I just want to know more about you. And he says, I want to know more about you too. And he's just like, I really want us to learn about each other in the moments we get. He was like, I want you to ask me everything, and I also want you to kiss the hell out of me every time you see me. I'm just like, oh my God. Yo, I was not like, I didn't have my eye on Becca. Y'all know I said the chemistry was kind of but I was just kind of like, that seems like a hint to me. Like, he just be telling people how he'd like it. He's just telling Becca like, girl, you know what it is. Like, you're one of my tops. Like, don't ever forget it. When you see me, it's on sight. Like, I was just like, okay, Arie. So they're definitely all up on each other, and it looks like Becca has secured a top spot. Just the conversation is just wow. He's just like, please, I want to know everything about you. I want you to know everything about me. And when you see me, put it on me. I'm just like, okay, Arie, let her know. So then we are back at the couch of this after party. Girls are venting about Crystal again. It's just a Crystal episode. I am annoyed. I'm thoroughly annoyed. I'm sick of hearing her. But anyway, Becca M is making fun of Crystal's prayer, and she's just like, can we pray now, y'all? I just want to thank the Lord that she didn't make it on this day. She just being real petty, and I'm just like, y'all, I just love Becca even more. I just see her petty side this episode. Like, I think at some point it was a bit too much. I was just like, okay, like, Becca, I get it, you don't like Crystal. But I was just like, Becca's hella petty this episode. She's just like doing a fake prayer, just talking hella shit. I was just like, that's hilarious. And then lo and behold, Crystal comes to join them. And as soon as they see her, they just was like, they're just over it. Like, they're just like, girl, like, what is it now? Like, what did you come back for? I thought you said he's a liar and you didn't want anything to do with this date. Like, what are you doing? And she's just like, I just felt like it didn't sit right with me, how he came up there and left things. It didn't feel comfortable to me. So I felt like I need to come back and redeem myself. And everybody was just pressing her like, Lauren B was just like, okay, so what about all of the things you said in the car? Like, are you going to speak to your emotions? And Crystal was just trying to be very roundabouty. And Lauren B was like, I'm just not, if you can't give me answers, I'm not about to sit up here and play with you. So she left the room. Just that all the girls are just very, see, and all of them, they're just annoyed with her. They're just, her explanations are not matching up. How she's acting is not matching up. And it's looking like everyone can be wrong in this situation. I think I was defending her for a very long time, but at this point, it's just like Crystal, like everyone can be the problem. She's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go back upstairs. So she leaves, and we continue on with the party. We see Lauren B get her one-on-one time with Arie, and she pulls a trick that I actually like to use every now and again. She plays 21 questions with Arie. So I think it's a really cool way to really learn more about someone and get more into like the more lighthearted stuff. And she definitely chose the good questions, and you definitely seem to really be enjoying it. Then, it takes a turn from the lighthearted and how you like your food to, what fears do you have in life? Lauren B says, I'm honestly scared that I'm going to fall for you and you're not going to pick me. And I was just like, okay, getting to the point for $300, Alex. Like, she was not playing with him. He said, I'm afraid that I'm going to go through all of this and kind of pick the wrong person for me. And I was just like, damn, that turned real dark real quick. So they're all gathered now, and it's the time where Arie's going to give out the group date rose. And so he announces that Lauren B will be getting the rose. And I'm just like, good for you, Lauren. So now it's time for our girl Tia's one-on-one date. So we see them, they're in the middle of some Everglades. Basically, they're in a swamp. I'm just like, Tia, okay, she be getting all the outdoor dates. They're going to be doing a swamp tour first. So they have the driver driving them through the swamp, and, Tia is freaking out. They see alligators. Well, one alligator, and she is holding on to Arie, but Arie thinks it's the coolest thing. He is filming the alligator, he is standing up. I'm just like, okay, play with it if you want to. Then the second part is they arrived at this guy's house, which is actually like built on stilts in the middle of this like Everglade. It's like literally his entire cabin is surrounded by water. So they meet this guy, Mr. Gerald, was a very friendly and chatty man. You could tell he'd never been on camera for TV before. He was turned like, he was on a stage play. He's just like, and I've been here for 10 years. And I was just like, Mr. Gerald, you are so cute. He was seizing his moment. He said, this is prime time, baby. And he invites them in. He's cooked all types of food. And Tia is in her element. She's just like, I love me some fried food. I'm from the South. I'm just like, yes, girl. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love a girl who can eat and just be funny and have fun. And, they just start talking about random things. She actually connects with the host when he says, oh, around here we go frogging. We do all this type of country stuff. And she's just like, oh, I used to do that. And then you can see she kind of got a little embarrassed when she realized like, oh my God, I'm sounding like that typical like Southern girl. She's like, I don't want to be the stereotype here. So then they have their private moment. He's like, what was that you were saying? What do you do when you're back home? And she was just like, oh, we do some of the activities Mr. Gerald was talking about. She was like, I don't just want you to think that I do the stereotypical things, but I kind of do some of the stereotypical things. So now we see them entering a similar kind of scene or like wooden barn-esque type of place, similar to the date Chelsea had. So they sit down and they get into the nitty-gritty, the stuff I love to hear about. We actually find out that Tia no longer lives in the small town. She now lives in the city in Arkansas, and she also has a doctorate in physical therapy. I'm just like, why didn't we know this about Tia? That is huge. She's an educated woman. She's beautiful. She's smart. She speaks her mind. I'm like, these are all things that should be showcased. I'm just like, yes, Tia girl, you better slay with the doctorate. And I so enjoyed hearing that about her. she just really opens up and tells him, this is what my daily life looks like. This is how I am. And he really acknowledges that he likes who she is. He likes that she's herself. He just likes what he's seeing, that she's always consistent. She's the same person every single time. And so, it's going well. It's going real well. And then, Tia start getting that look, like that itchy, I'm sweating, I have something to tell you look. And I'm just like, Tia, sis, what's going on? Do you need a fan? Do you need a glass of cold water? Like, what is going on, sis? And she's just like, I just feel like I'm getting much closer to you. I'm just really enjoying my time here. Like, you're just so easy to talk to. You're so easy to be with. And he, says the same about her. And then she's just like, and I just really feel like, I'm falling in love with you. And she like says it in passing and like turns her head. And he was just like, wait, you gotta say that. You gotta look at me. She's just like, I know. And I was just like, Tia, let's be honest. We're not. No, we're not. We're not, okay? Thanks. We're not falling in love yet. No. After she drops that on him, he seems to take it well, starts to kiss her, and I was just like, okay, Tia. I think he's flattered. He obviously didn't say it back, but he has definitely acknowledged Tia as someone who he's interested in, who he's just consistently like growing feelings for. Their relationship is progressing, and I think that is a good sign for the future of Tia and Arie. But Tia, girl, you ain't a blink if you need help. You ain't in love with him, sis. I really like Tia right now, and I definitely see the connection that she has with Arie. So definitely watching out for that relationship. So now it is time for, elimination. We're starting to see some of the women who, didn't really have the best connection and the best time with Arie this week. They're kind of panicking. We haven't heard much from Ashley, who's a woman of color on the show, who has gotten no screen time and subsequently no, comments from me, because she literally is just not seen. She really didn't get any good time. Marique didn't really get any good time. Mikel, she came back and the chemistry was just different. So we see at the cocktail party, Crystal decides that it's going to be a great idea to, try to clear the air. And she basically invites the women to talk to her. She sits down and she says, hey, y'all, there's a lot of tension, and I would rather, y'all come to me individually and talk to me about how you feel, and not in a group setting, because I just feel attacked. So the first person to pull her aside is Kendall. Kendall just lets her know, she's just like, hey sis, like on the date you were just really disrespectful to Arie and to us. You were just doing maneuvering and just trying to make it about you. You don't really care about anyone, and that was really hurtful to me. And then the second person to come in is Becca. Now y'all know Becca was not here to play no type of games. She sat down and she was just like, she's just so bothered. She was just like, you could just tell she didn't even know where to start. She didn't know where to start. She didn't know what to think. Why are you here? Like, sis, why are you here? Like, honestly, why are you still here? And Crystal was just like, shook. I'm telling y'all, Becca the panini presser, pressing her all night. Why are you still here? She had nothing to say. Not one thing. Not one thing. Not even a throat clear, nothing. So we see at the cocktail party that Kendall is telling him how she was his protector, his ride or die. She had his back, and he was just like, I really appreciated you for having my back and telling me about what Crystal was saying. And I was just like, all I heard was like, you're such a good homie. Thanks, friend. She was just like, I protect the people I love, and I did it. I'm just like, you don't even know him. And, they have a little conversation, and she says, I have a book of questions, and you should pick a number between 1 and 100. And I have 100 questions in here, and whichever one you pick, you have to answer. So he says, oh, I picked number 99. Something about being in a foreign country and would you eat a human? And he was just like, no. And she was just like, really? And he was like, no, I would only do it if it was like life or death. And I was just like, even that is gross as fuck. And she was just like, really? I would. And I was just like, Kendall. Then we see him actually talking to Crystal. They obviously have a lot of air to clear. Crystal, is not in his good graces. And he's just like, I do not appreciate the way you handled the situation. Like, if you had an issue, you could have came to the after party and talked to me about it. I don't like that it was almost like you were trying to prove a point, and you're not showing trust. This is not a good sign for, like, if you're in a relationship. And she's just like, I know I did that because I felt like I needed more time. Like, you inviting those other women cuts into our time. I want to get to know you more. And he's just like, why is that? Like, you know the most about me. I took you home, my parents. He's like, our relationship is definitely legs above some of these other women. I don't know why you feel so threatened. And she's just like, yeah, I just want to keep building on it. And he's just like, I understand that, but he's like, how you handle it is not gonna fly again. And I was just like, put your foot down, Arie. Like, okay, backbone Arie, growing one in an episode and whatnot. I see you. And she just basically is like, you're right. I trust you. I trust you from here on out. Like, I have trust in you, And she's like, this is our first argument. And he was like, or maybe our last. Shade. Go ahead, Arie. Another point for you. So that conversation just really ends on a very awkward, tense. He just let her know, like, you want to keep these shenanigans? We'll see if you actually make it through this rose ceremony. So now we're at the rose ceremony, and obviously there's a lot of tension. Most of the women want Crystal to go home. It's getting down to the wire. We see women like Kendall, Jacqueline, Jenna get roses again. Who? So again, I'm thinking this is not looking good for our remaining women. At this point, we're looking to see who's going to get the final rose out of Marique, out of Crystal, out of Ashley, and out of Mikkel. And after a long pause and silence, Crystal gets the rose. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamic and how this continues to play with the remaining women. None of them are her friend. She's obviously the villain, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in a 2-on-1. Her time is nearing up, and that sucks because it's going to ruin my top 4 bracket. But for the sake of the other ladies' sanity, this is probably what's best. Crystal, I have no hatred for you, boo, but this show is just not for you. I would tell you to get out, but this has already been filmed, so y'all know that I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to stay recapping and just giving you the tea. You already know. This has been week 5. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and you already know. Share the love, share the love. I will see you next week. Okay? Y'all be good now. Bye.